Some forms of wood get a bad rap in the woodworking world. And one of those woods that I think is probably the most controversial is pallet wood. Sometimes I hate it because it's hard to take apart and get any usable planks of wood. Mostly though, I think it's kind of cool with its rough and rugged aesthetic. And getting a new batch of it makes me remember why I started using it in the first place. We see it used for interesting and functional furniture every single day. But we don't often see it used for sculptures. This is the story of the pallet wood robot. So with some inspiration from Thomas Dambo, the artist behind these huge troll sculptures made from reclaimed wood, I decided to create a creature of my own. A life-sized robot who feeds the birds. So I really am using completely recycled wood for this. This is part of an old door, I believe, some kind of mahogany or something. And here's a couple of old bits of pine that I got from some old shelves that we made ages ago. They've been sitting outside. And the next thing I'm going to do is make the head. So I'm going to have a circle here, a circle above it, and we'll build pallet wood around it, kind of like barrel staves, and then somehow make a curve on top. I don't really know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure it out. So we're just going to take this up to the other shed, to the bandsaw. So I've got all these face and ear pieces cut out for the robot's head now. I still have to do the eyes, but we're just going to attach all these bits first, and I'm going to go through a couple of different eye designs, different looks, see what I like the look of, and then we'll attach those afterwards. Got these big chunky bolts for the ears because I thought they would look quite interesting. So I've been slowly figuring out the arms just by basically chucking some pieces together. And what I've done is filled in these gaps here and then cut around the bandsaw around the curve, which I'm going to do to this one as well now. And then they're going to go on something like this. Then I just have to figure out the hand positions and the leg positions and the head position and everything else. So now with the kind of bottom, what do you call it, undercarriage, partially assembled, I'm going to start sticking the legs in there. I decided to use bolts this time so I can get them right in there and put some washers on and then put a little lock nut on the inside. If you're new to making stuff and you're unfamiliar with what a lock nut is, basically it's like a normal nut that you would thread onto a bolt, but it has this little kind of rubber ring in the top there, and it helps it not come loose. So it kind of, the rubber kind of holds it in place once you've screwed it on there, so it's harder for it to come loose. So my bolt's going to go through here. Just got to hammer it in there a little bit. And then I've got two washers, so I don't have one that's really the right size, so I've got to use two. Put my nut on there. And then we're just going to tighten this up by holding the bolt and tightening the nut. So the reason I wanted to get these legs done before I continued with the arms is because the robot's going to be sitting on a log, and then this leg is going to be on top of the log, so you can imagine his foot is there. So we're going to have quite a sort of strong structure to this point. So then what I'm going to do is screw the arm in and then screw it into the leg, so that then the arm and then subsequently the other arm are supported by this leg, which will make it a lot more solid. When it's come to building this robot guy, I haven't really done much in the way of figuring things out before I did them, but rather just as I'm doing them. And usually when I'm carving or something, I will plan stuff ahead of time and do lots of sketches and really take my time and think about what's going on. But because this is kind of a rough sculpture, and because I'm just kind of like putting pieces together, then seeing how they fit, and then putting other pieces together to see how they fit, I find it easier to do it this way. Kind of like when building some shelving or some kind of rough furniture for your shed or something. I find it a lot easier just to build as I go. We have fast forwarded to the middle of the night. It is 10:15, and I'm still trying to figure out how to kind of join these hands together, but I'll just show you what I did with the hand that I was kind of initially confused with. So the arm comes off the side of the body here, and this part is screwed on to the knee because it looks like it's kind of being supported by the knee. And I didn't have a clue how to kind of get the right angle in here, because it's kind of a compound angle. It's an angle this way and then an angle that way as well, which is really confusing me doing something like this. So I thought, okay, how about we just make a piece of wood with a kind of dowel sticking out of it, or I could just shove a dowel on there if you wanted to. And then figure out the angle that it has to go in there, and then just put it in there, and there you go, that's the hand, right? And now it's the next day, and it's the day I'm going to put the head on, and then figure out how this leg dangles over the edge of the log. We're going to have to go out in the garden to actually figure out how to do that.
What am I?
Well, you're like a humanoid robot made from old bits of wood.
Am I alive?
No, I mean, actually, you can't even really talk. I'm just making a voice on a PC and then putting it over the video, so...
Do you like me?
Well, I mean, like is kind of a strong word.
Oh, so this is what humans call sadness.
Let's go and put the robot on the log and get it positioned on there properly.
I'm scared.
Why? You're only going like 10 meters away from the shed.
It's too far. I'm scared.
You'll be fine. Stop whining.
I hate this. I hate it. I hate you. This is stupid. Oh, actually, this is nice. Thank you so much for your support, patrons, and thank you to our newest patron, Mark McClooney. Oh my, a new friend. Hello friend, my name is... Oh, goodbye then, I suppose.